crazy things going on here with Instacart. So in the first quarter of this year, they saw their gross order volume, so the size of orders and the number of orders that you and I are making through Instacart. You know, Instacart, they get the groceries, pick them out, and bring them to you. And you pay a fee for that, but nonetheless, it's convenient. And if you have to order groceries for maybe a relative who's ill and can't get to the store, and you can order a drop-off for your mom, great way to use Instacart as well. Nonetheless, they got to find ways, providing all those benefits, to run a great company for you and me that survives, because there is a market, there is opportunity there. But in the first quarter, the volume of orders only grew 5 to 10%. And this is compared to last year, 2022, which was not the COVID year. So you can compare it to 2019, where, my gosh, they had a 30% increase one quarter because people were locked in at home, didn't want to go to the grocery store, and so they had the groceries delivered. And all of 2022 was a 16% growth year over 21. So Instacart grew 16% in 22 over 21, but they're starting out this year at 5-10%. 5-10%. And they also indicated that the total market last year, remember, this isn't what they got, but that they delivered $29 billion worth of groceries. That's what they're claiming. Now, they only took a little piece of that. And the order volume being down means their revenue is going to be down year over year. But DoorDash and Uber have reported faster growth than 5-10% over the same period. So guess what? Instacart's been out there trying to get ready to go public. And this is an example of falling into the IPO. And it usually doesn't spell good news for the potential or the odds of the IPO actually going through. You're sitting there at a volume, hey, I'm growing 5 to 10% a year. That's not a very interesting growing business. You can find businesses even in this economy growing 15, 20%, invest in those. But that's what's going up with Instacart. And so it's got to be slowing down their IPO, their public debut. And there was some analysis that went with this. People were saying, could they be dealing with the aftershocks of COVID? Because Instacart saw a huge spike in order in 2020. And last January, when Omicron came out. But DoorDash and Uber are reporting 29% growth and 12% growth. 29% growth for DoorDash, 12% for Uber. And so I went and I took a look at a group called Yipit Data, and I always try to give credit where credit's due. And so Yipit Data, it's an analytics provider with access to online shopping data. Let's go take a look here. So this came from Yipit Data and Instacart sluggishness. Year over year monthly growth in the total value of the orders, including taxes and discounts. So this includes taxes and any discounts they gave. So this is the net growth. So in other words, you take any of the maybe funny business out of the numbers, and this is what you get. So take a look at that. We go back here to, this chart starts over there at January of 22, covers full year 22 and the first quarter of 23. So you can't quite see the bottom here. Maybe scroll up a little bit, see if we can see the, keep going. Yeah, there we go. So now we know that this is the sluggishness and this is the orders. And take a look here. So you have a big fourth quarter. You grow into a big, you take a look at that. They grow into a big mid-year, and then they drop, and they grow into a big fourth quarter, but then they drop. And I kind of see similarities to last year, so I would be wondering if this is seasonal. But nonetheless, if the peer companies out there, such as DoorDash and and Uber Eats, are seeing better, that means that this may be seasonal for them, but they're not doing a very good job. Maybe it's seasonal and they're getting hit by the nice folks at Uber and DoorDash. Nonetheless, the good folks in the news media reached out, and I saw a couple times where Instacart said that they wouldn't be commenting on this. Well, here's another lesson for you guys, this is exactly when I think Instacart should be commenting on this. And by the way, if you can find the screenshot for Biz Doc, I did a case study in Instacart a couple years ago, so you can go look at that as you look at the IPO, and there'll be a gap from the end of that case study to modern time. But hopefully that gives you a picture on Instacart, because there is a market out there, and Uber Eats and DoorDash, and you could say, well, it's not groceries, it's Uber Eats is finished food, and DoorDash is finished food. True, but the propensity of the American to order things, if you're saying that's only working because people are going back to the store to buy groceries, but they're still making impulse purchases to have food delivered, maybe that's the case, but that is a perfect opportunity for the Instacart CEO or CFO to come to the microphone and say, hey, I don't want to get out over my skis here and say things I shouldn't say on the eve of the IPO, but I do need to say this. And what I need to say is, don't look at finished meal deliveries. I want you to go look at groceries, just groceries, and stuff like this. So do we have the, just quick screenshot? Yep, that's what you're looking for. There's the Biz Doc with a Williams F1 shirt, and that is the thumbnail for case studies with Biz Doc, where I covered Instacart. So if you went to watch that, and let's put the link to that with this, that link will be in the description here with this week's case study, so that you can go take a look at that, and then the gap between that and the stories you see about the IPO right now is the part of the story you're missing. And so I may come back, and in fact, let me know in the comments, would you like me to maybe take half of a podcast coming up in the coming months, once it's clear that Instacart is still intending to go out and go public, want me to do a little case study from the end of that case study to here to kind of see where they're at, what we think their potential is? Glad to do it. But I want to put things out there that are useful to you, helpful to you, whether you're an entrepreneur, an intrapreneur, or a leader in any one of a number of organizations, so I can leave you better than I found you with news you can use to go drive your day and hopefully end in a better place.